Welcome, welcome everyone to this presentation that I'm really excited to share with you. And it is the synergy between Dr. Joe's work and the HeartMath Institute's mission in the world. So my name is Eva Cristina Calderón, and goodness, I have a beautiful feeling and relationship and history with both of with Dr. Joe and with the HeartMath Institute. And I thought it would be a perfect thing to just share my experience and also the way that I see both of these uh, teachings, the way they blend together, and the way that we can really create more, really get more out of our meditation practice and bring what we already know into our day-to-day life with the techniques from the HeartMath Institute. That's something that I see missing in just being involved with people that come to Dr. Joe's work, where I see those missing pieces. And so hopefully you walk away today with some tools, some practical tools and ways in which you can enhance your meditation practice. So I'm going to share my screen and give you a little bit of a presentation, also give you a little demonstration of that biofeedback of what our heart is doing, internally with seeing it in real time. I think that is one of the key components of understanding how our lives outside of in meditation and then outside of meditation can be a really important awareness that we can bring into our life, into the quality of our life, and help really bring about the results that we are looking for when we are looking into the work. And so either, just Dr. Joe's things alone, maybe you are more versed into his work, maybe you just started. It doesn't matter where you are at in your journey. Maybe you're an advanced meditator and would like to enhance your practice. Maybe you are more versed in the HeartMath technology and would like to introduce more meditation and more of Dr. Joe's teachings. So it doesn't matter where you're at. My hope is that you can see how these blend together and again, create wonderful results in our lives, support our evolution, our growth, our expansion. And one of the key things that I have brought with me in blending these two is really help awaken the heart of humanity, and seeing ourselves as key components of this awakening within ourselves, but also within the collective. All right, so here is the sharing of my screen. I prepared a little presentation just to help guide along this conversation. All right, so here we are. So, okay, this is this is a little bit about me. I want, for those of you that don't know me, or maybe know me from the Coherence Meditation Gym, which I'll tell you what that is about. But what's my history with both of these teachings? There's a picture of me and Sheva Kar. Sheva is my mentor. She plays a significant role in HeartMath's history. She's a key figure in my journey, but she is the founding director of the Heart Mastery program and also a leader in the HeartMath's Institute educational space since almost its inception. And also, this is us in New York in 2018 when we went to the United Nations during the Commission of the Status of Women as a heart ambassador. She was my mentor since 2016 when I became a HeartMath certified coach, and I continued with her for 4 years after that with the Heart Mastery program, completing the Heart Mastery program, and really getting into all the teachings and mentoring that she had, including the business plan for peace with Cilla Elworthy. That was more than a year-long program where we studied that, peace building awareness and knowledge. And then this is Dr. Joe and I in 2019 here in Portland, Oregon, where I live outside of Portland now, but this is during the Hay House event. And I had already been exposed to his work through What the Bleep Do We Know, which is many of us that have been in the space, perhaps that's about the time when we got to see him. He came into the big picture, into the larger stage when the What the Bleep Do We Know, but that was in 2004. So I had already seen him and already started following his work back then. And but I'll tell you a little bit more about my mystical experience in 2021. But I want to just kind of give you a little bit of the history and context of my history with both of them. So I also want to now share a little bit of the history of HeartMath with Dr. Joe's teachings. So HeartMath as an institute was founded around the 1990s, and they are known for their pioneering research on heart-brain coherence and practical science-based tools to manage stress and sustain elevated emotions. Well, right around when Dr. Joe rose into that prominence in the 2000s, teaching how meditation and neuroplasticity help us rewire our brain, break old habits and patterns, and create new realities through clear intentions and elevated emotions. Dr. Joe and Howard Martin, who is the executive director of HeartMath Institute, and Roland McCready, who is the director of research, and Deborah Rosman, and the executives from HeartMath. They met in 2004 during the What the Bleep conference in Santa Monica, after What the Bleep movie. And so they became, started collaborating, and there's some beautiful YouTube videos you can look up and to look at how they have been collaborating since then. Both of them emphasize coherence, the heart and the brain connection, and the power of emotions. How this actually, we can create these states. And in Dr. Joe's work, we often see how these profound meditative states, start creating that biochemistry internally, which then translates into a manifestation in health, manifestation in things that we can bring about materially. But the HeartMath, their research on heart and brain coherence really helped Dr. Joe bring that into his teachings, based on the research and findings from the institute. So we can. This is a really important slide. This heart and emotions and rhythms, emotion and heart rhythms. This is a slide I use very, very oftenly, and I want to help. I want to bring this to help illustrate how, when we think about, if we've already done Dr. Joe's meditations and we're familiar with them, or if we're not, we can start to see, even in some of his books, he mentions the HeartMath Institute. He mentions this concept of coherence. And this term was originally pioneered by the HeartMath Institute, which found that this alignment in the heart rhythms and brain leads to a state of balanced well-being. And so you can maybe think about, if you've already done, again, meditations, like, for example, the blessing of energy centers. This is a series of 1 through 10 or 11. They guide us through focusing different energy centers in the body, including the heart, to create coherence. Tuning into new potentials is another meditation where Dr. Joe emphasizing entering into a coherent state to access new possibilities, aligning the heart and brain. There is one called the Heart Coherence Meditation, bluntly, straightforward meditation, significantly designed to cultivate that heart-brain coherence using breathing and focusing, and the focused techniques that I will share a few of them, like technically how they were designed, these are protocols. To get into coherence, there is a protocol. So you can start to identify, as I share some of the steps, hopefully you can see how in Dr. Joe's meditations, these protocols are followed. Another one, meditation known by Dr. Joe, is the reconditioning the body to a new mind. This meditation helps in reprogram the body's emotional state by achieving a coherent state between the heart and brain. Another meditation, generating feelings of love and gratitude. Dr. Joe often uses this meditation to help the participants generate elevated emotions, which is a cornerstone of creating coherence between the heart and brain. All right, so I thought I'd give you some of the examples of meditations where these steps, getting into coherence, is a big part of creating results. So basically, this graph here shows the incoherence state. So that red jagged line is what these are, is our heartbeats. When we are in stress, and Dr. Joe talks about this on and on, when we're in the state of survival, we are incoherent, basically. So when we're feeling emotions like anxiousness or anger, frustration, which is very common when we want a result and we're not maybe seeing the result, or we have a reaction to life. Our heartbeat is not beating in a rhythmic pattern. So the blue line here, which shows coherence, this is our heart beating in harmony. There is a rhythmic pattern that is really shifts completely our state. These are two states that as humans, we naturally will fluctuate in and out of. But what we are continuously doing by practicing and actually knowing what our inner state is like, that is a key part of creating results. So one of the things that the HeartMath Institute is known for is the biofeedback. Biofeedback meaning, and I have two of the devices here that will help demonstrate that, and I'll give a quick demonstration of, in real time, what your heart is beating. A lot of people, what I notice is that you can be in meditation for long time. Dr. Joe's meditations go from the 15-minute generating meditations to, goodness, like 4-hour-long ones when you're in the ballroom on day 4, if you've been to a week-long retreat and you're doing the body electric or the um, energy center number 6 meditation, where you can be in meditation for a very, very, very long time. But if our internal state, if our heartbeat is not in this coherent state, it will be a lot harder for us to get into these elevated states where change is possible at a cellular level. And it will be harder to get into these mystical experiences that so many people talk about when being in Dr. Joe's meditations, or in a retreat, or gaining these places which that this coherent state allows us to tap into. So you'll know what I'm talking about, and I have an example of my personal experience in a moment. So I want to share with you some practical tools. Now that you kind of have an idea, and I know that you have heard this term coherence on and on. But what is it really internally? How does that look like inside? So this slide shows how we can shift in a very short period of time. You see that bottom horizontal line shows the time in seconds. So that red dotted line shows that shift. And so the coherent state internally is when our breathing, our respiration, our heart rate variability, and our blood pressure rhythms are in sync. You see them on the left side being out of sync. Notice how that blue line, that purple line, and that green line, there is a lot of difference in the beats per minute, in the one line after the other. But when you go into the right side, you can see how they are this beautiful rhythmic pattern. And if you see the three of them together, that's where our internal state is in alignment. And this aligned state is our optimal state. This is where, again, our heart and our brain are connected. Now, there's a whole science behind this. That this is, we can go. I'm going to keep it really short here, but just some key points is that when we are in coherence, we have access to so much more than when we are incoherent. Our brain is really has access to so much more information. Our intuitive nature comes in online. We have access to solutions, to new ideas. Our body is producing a beautiful cascade of hormones that give us vitality, that give us health and well-being, and just to name a few things. So how do we get here? And when we're not in meditation, in a long meditation, that is where the HeartMath Institute makes the big difference. And so the HeartMath tools, the HeartMath system is a set. The quick coherence tool is just one of the techniques, one of the many techniques that we can bring along after meditation to help sustain those beautiful states. It is a well-known thing that when we leave the monastery, that's the term that is used when we leave a week-long retreat, and then we go into the world and we just don't want the feeling to go away, but then we go back into our lives, and we try not to go to our old patterns and our old ways of being, because we have achieved this beautiful state in a retreat where we just want to keep that alive. So the HeartMath tools, the way they are designed, are meant to help us sustain these states in our day-to-day. They're practical. They're meant to be used eyes open, eyes closed, in the moment. So the quick coherence technique, for example, can be one that we can do this in seconds. So I'm going to show you now how I'm going to change my screen here so that I can show you. I'm going to open up another tab where I can show you this my screen that has my heart rate biofeedback. Okay, so if you can see that. Okay, what I'm doing here, I'm going to plug this on my earlobe, which is going to take my pulse. So I want to show you in real time to do the quick coherence technique. You can do it with me, and you can see my heart. But if you maybe already have a device, or maybe you're thinking about getting a device, what this device, I'll tell you, is I have this other one right here, which is the inner balancer. This is the newest one. But you see down here my pulse. So, and now up in so that's the bottom of the screen. That's my pulse. I'm alive. I'm here with you. I'm talking. I'm giving you this presentation. And now, so there is those numbers, the red, blue, and green, which shows incoherence. Blue is we're getting into coherence. Green, we'll get to coherence, into this state. You see here the HRV, my heart rate variability, that the lines, you can see them being a little bit jagged there. And so let's do a quick coherence in real time. All right, there are some basic steps that you can jot down, and they're deceivingly easy. This is one of the things about the HeartMath tools, that when you listen to them, when you just say, oh, okay, I'm going to focus my attention there and the heart, and then I'm going to activate a regenerative feeling. Those are the basic two steps. They sound really easy, but actually when we genuinely put the effort and the attention and the focus, that's when we actually experience. It's an inner experience. It's not something that we know, that we can, okay, conceptualize like mentally. It is an experience, and that's what I would like you to do. See my heart rate variability all over the place. All right, so, and this doesn't mean that, that I'm not enjoying myself. It is a training device, and that's what is really important to note, that the training is with focus, with attention, and following the protocol. It is designed to be done in a certain way so that we can retrain our nervous system to a new baseline. All right, so let's go. All right, step number one. You find yourself a comfortable position wherever you meditate. Hopefully it's sitting down. And you start by focusing your attention in the area around the heart. Remember that energy will flow where our attention is. And we begin to inhale and exhale with your attention in the area around our hearts. Imagining the breath flowing in and out through our heart or chest area. Breathing a little slower and a little deeper than usual. You can count to about 5 seconds on the inhale. And about 5 seconds on the exhale. Finding that comfortable rhythm for us. It's a slower and steadier breath. If it helps, we can place a hand over our heart to help all our energy and attention go towards the heart. And now, let's make a sincere attempt to activate a regenerative feeling. Such as care, compassion, appreciation for someone or for something in our lives. Let's continue on basking in that gratitude and that appreciation. Let's do this for another minute. Let's keep going. All right, let's stop here and let me stop this. All right. Well, look at that. So you can see how, at the beginning, this is the total, goodness, it was like more than 5 minutes from the moment I started speaking to the moment I started doing the actual practice. What I would like you to see is that bottom part where there is that fluctuation upward towards the green. That was the focus. That was the my body, my nervous system coming into the state. Of course, at the beginning, as a human being, I'm thinking, I better demonstrate this correctly in front of you, knowing that so many of you are going to watch this recording, are going to go back and look at it. And so there's a bit of like performance in me, like, ooh, am I going to be able to do this? Let me make sure that I am actually doing a demonstration where you can see it for yourself. So yes, there was some nervousness from myself, but then see that line going upward and reaching that green, which is the coherent state. you can see now, I'm going to scroll back into how I started and look at that. Look at the heart rate variability at the beginning. That's a pretty jagged line right there. And then see how the heartbeat started to go into like, you know, that variation. There's a rhythmic pattern there somewhere along the 5.5 minute where there is a somewhat of a steady flow. So what I wanted to demonstrate here was how in training with the biofeedback, there is focus, there is attention. We can imagine ourselves doing a meditation from Dr. Joe, and how that this could be looking like for you when you are doing one of the meditations where you are really getting beyond the thoughts and the performance of, am I doing this correctly? I'm, you know, we get distracted. Oh, I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, I'm, you know, like, in the mind is still racing. But when we get beyond that and we get into a state where we are really enjoying ourselves, we're really in a different state, we can feel our body completely in a different zone. So this is the type of the work that we can see with having a device. Now the devices, I know now that Dr. Joe sells them on his website, the HeartMath devices, which was exciting to see. Personally, this is probably my 5th device since becoming licensed in 2016. There has been an evolution of the devices. The one that I have here is the desktop one. And this is a Bluetooth one that is a lot more practical. You can carry with you. I have it usually by next to my bed, which is where I meditate in the morning and nighttime. And but what I use it for every meditation that I ever practice. I know that some of Dr. Joe's meditations, which, for example, has the pulling the mind out of the body, that breath, I know that I'm not going to be coherent, but afterwards, when we go into like, just that, the space and you know, focusing the space around us, and that elevated state, I know that I will be in coherence then. But I also utilize it, and this is something that I really want you to take with you, is that the devices really are also really important for training. So even if we have a practice, when we train with the tools, and again, HeartMath has so many tools. What we did just now was the quick coherence tool. The very first, before activating the regenerative feeling, if that is the heart focused breathing is a tool by itself. When we're focusing all our attention, all our energy in the area around the heart, we can recognize that Dr. Joe has this as, you know, in many of the meditations, we focus on our heart first, and then we activate the regenerative feeling. That is the quick coherence tool. And then you'll notice also when he said, in some says, now expand that feeling beyond your body, or radiate that. That is another tool. That is the heart lock-in tool. When we go from our body, sharing that beautiful feeling in our body to outward, that is the heart lock-in tool. And just like that, there are so many more that what HeartMath, you know, the tools, they're meant to be used in the moment, either, you know, as we're prepping our day, very early morning, but they're also can be used in when we're washing the dishes, when we're going to work, when we're coming back from work, when we have an important call to make and we might be a little nervous, we can do some prepping. When we have a reaction and we feel our energy just being off, we can do a shift and reset, which is we can do a heart lock-in for a few seconds and not allow our state to be, incoherent and drain energy and create negative hormones or hormones that are depleting our system. So the tools are very practical, meant to be done in the moment. The more we practice, the more we train our nervous system to these new baselines, and that's what the system is geared towards, training ourselves to new baselines. If we have, we notice ourselves changing with the practice, with the meditations practice, okay, but with how we can integrate the HeartMath system into our day-to-day is in coming out of meditation and knowing that there are ways in which we can quickly get back into optimal states. And so let me get back to the presentation so I can finish up what I was sharing with you here, and as your takeaway from this presentation. Okay, so here we see, ourselves shifting from, let's say, a reaction that we did. Let's say our meditation didn't go the way we'd like to. We didn't kind of, but now having the awareness of, what was my heart really doing? Was I really sincerely into, into the state, getting into that, into the coherent state? Did I? How can I alchemize this frustration and get back into giving myself compassion, giving myself grace, knowing that I've made the sincere effort, and know that there will be a shift, that no meditation is wasted, and that again, our heart has intelligence in taking care of ourselves, and not allowing the mind, the beliefs, the old patterns, the old self to sabotage ourselves and to be hard on ourselves. Our heart doesn't do that. Our heart, when we tap into that intelligence, that is the other piece of the beauty of the HeartMath system, and the intelligence of the heart, that is that we're tapping into the intelligence of the heart. The heart will never judge us. The heart takes care of ourselves and everybody else. So there is, this is another part that the HeartMath is known for, of sharing this information, that the heart has neurons in it. It has a brain. It's like known also as the there is a heart. There is a brain in the heart. So if we know this, if we know that when we put our heart and we activate it with tools, with techniques, or with our awareness, that our heart is going to guide us, it's going to get us into our optimal state to take care of us and to take care of the whole. Lastly, I have I wanted to share this, which was my personal experience in 2022, in February 2022, the mystical experience I had during a Dr. Joe event, a retreat, my week-long retreat. And it is the only retreat that I have been to as of 2025 now. And I can attribute the mystical experience, and I like to share it just very briefly so that you can see how integrating a practice with the HeartMath technique, which is, again, been a big part of my journey, is that I can attribute the experience that I had in 2022, what I call, it was my healing, an instant healing. I didn't heal from physical illness, but I can say that I healed from an emotional turmoil that was truly something quite extreme. And you know, I had been through a divorce almost like twice with my same partner, and there was a lot of turmoil inside, and I knew that I needed something that would help me transcend that, go beyond that. I can say that because of the practice that I had with HeartMath, I was able to, on day 4 in the pineal gland meditation, have a profound mystical experience, a DMT release, where I saw beyond the veil. I was able to understand. Dr. Joe always said, you will get to a point where you will understand why you lived what you lived, what and you will, and it was an instant healing. I saw my life review. I know that I tapped into what I can only describe as heaven, and saw I was able to forgive instantly and have deep compassion for myself and for everybody involved, including you know, what I thought had caused me the greatest pain. And I can say I love that I lived through that, because I wouldn't be where I'm at. And I know a lot of people in this work have got to that place where they can say that. And it is very hard in the moment to say that when you're going through an illness, when you're going through abuse, when you're going through what you think that you're going to die. And to be able to get to a state where you can see everything in that larger picture, again, I can only attribute to the inner work, that daily inner work, where I don't feel like I need to go back. And I would like to go back, but it's not like I need to go back to heal, because I still have things. Of course, you know, life will continue to give us, to present to us more of what we, you know, it's natural to evolve, to want more out of life. But boy, I got so much out of it. I know that health-wise, I have never been sick. And so there are so many things that this work gives us. And when we, and the last thing I will leave you with is that I truly hope that you integrate some of the tools that are available to maximize your meditation practice, including if it's not HeartMath, it is getting into the coherent state and knowing and learning tools on how we can stop those reactive states, where we could stop being in survival and become a different person beyond our meditations. And so whatever that is for you, but I know that with HeartMath, there is a framework, there is a system that works. And I created the Coherence Meditation Gym in 2023 after meditating with the group that I met in 2022. We meditated for almost 8 months together after the week-long retreat, and then it was time to open it up for the world, for a larger audience, and that's when I created the Coherence Meditation Gym. So we have been meditating together consistently for over 2 years. 4 times a month, 2 Dr. Joe meditations, but also there is so much more that I share in the Coherence Meditation Gym based on my work as a HeartMath coach, and bringing things like this into how we can enhance our practice, how we can become more of who we truly are and transform our lives. So I invite you to come and join the gym. And I teach the HeartMath system in small cohorts. I'm also a one-on-one coach, teaching. The foundation of my work is the HeartMath system, and I integrate other modalities that have helped me along the way, because it has only been HeartMath, but also other beautiful modalities like tapping, like Reiki, like other mystical things that are just part of my heritage as I'm from Mexico, and integrate some of the again, teachings that I've learned along my path. So I invite you to come and join and reach out if you'd like to learn the HeartMath system in its entirety, and come be a part of this beautiful community of people that believe in possibilities, and be surrounded by community. It is truly important to be surrounded by others who believe in the work. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'll just leave you with, remember to always come back to the heart, and hope to see you in meditation really soon.